Single dad works as a janitor, little girl writes a letter to CEO, but a billionaire finds it first. The school hallways were quiet after hours, except for the soft swish of a mop and the gentle humming of an old tune. James Carter, a widowed father in his late 30s, moved methodically down the corridor, cleaning up after another long day. His janitor's uniform was faded, and his hands were rough from years of labor, but his spirit, his love for his daughter, remained unbroken. Every evening, after finishing his work, James would stop by room 2B. It wasn't part of his job, but that's where his 7-year-old daughter, Lily, stayed in the after-school program until he finished his shift. Lily always greeted him with a beaming smile, arms open for a hug, and James would kneel, exhausted but grateful, and wrap her in his arms. They didn't have much. After his wife died of cancer 3 years ago, James had given up his career dreams and taken whatever job he could to provide for Lily. Some days, they shared peanut butter sandwiches for dinner. But every night, James read Lily a story and kissed her forehead, whispering, "One day, sweetheart, things will be better." Lily believed him. In her innocent eyes, her daddy was a hero, not because of his job, but because he never gave up. One chilly Thursday evening, Lily sat quietly at the after-school desk, scribbling something with fierce determination. Her teacher, Mrs. Jennings, peeked over her shoulder. "What are you working on, Lily?" "It's a letter," Lily said proudly, "to the boss of this building. I want to help my daddy." Mrs. Jennings smiled gently. "That's very sweet of you." Lily nodded. "He works so hard. He's tired all the time. Maybe if I write the boss, he can help my daddy get a better job, or maybe a raise." She folded the letter, slipped it into an envelope, and with Mrs. Jennings' help, left it on the front desk, addressed simply to the CEO. But fate had its own plans. The next morning, a sleek black car pulled up outside the school. A tall man in his 50s, with silver-streaked hair and sharp eyes, stepped out. Billionaire tech entrepreneur Marcus Lang had stopped by the district office for a surprise inspection of a program he sponsored. As he passed the school's front desk, a small envelope caught his eye. He almost walked past it, but something made him stop. It was addressed in a child's handwriting. Curious, Marcus picked it up, opened it gently, and began to read. "Dear CEO. My name is Lily Carter and I am 7 years old. My daddy works here as the janitor. He is the best daddy in the world. Since mommy died, he does everything for me. He never buys anything for himself. I wish you could give him a better job or pay him more so he doesn't have to work so late and be so tired. He's smart and kind. Please help my daddy. Love. Lily." Marcus stared at the letter, stunned. The words pierced through the corporate fog of his day. For the first time in a long while, he felt something stir in his chest. He folded the letter and placed it in his jacket pocket. Instead of leaving, he asked to speak to the school's janitor. James, unaware of what had happened, was called to the office. He entered nervously, mop still in hand, expecting trouble. "Mr. Carter?" Marcus said, standing to shake his hand. "Yes, sir." James replied, confused. "I read something this morning, a letter written by your daughter." James froze. I'm sorry if she bothered anyone. I didn't know." "No," Marcus interrupted, "she didn't bother anyone. She reminded me of what matters." James didn't know how to respond. Marcus continued, "I grew up with a single mother. She cleaned offices to put food on our table. People ignored her. But she never gave up. Just like you haven't." A long silence passed between them. "What do you do when you're not working?" Marcus asked. James shrugged. "I don't have much time. But I used to be good with numbers. Studied accounting before everything changed." Marcus raised an eyebrow. "Would you consider coming in for an interview?" My company is always looking for people who understand the value of hard work. James's voice caught in his throat. I don't know what to say. Say yes, Marcus smiled. That evening, Lily ran to her father like always, but this time, James lifted her into the air with tears in his eyes. What happened, Daddy? You wrote a letter, he whispered. And someone heard it. A week later, James wore a borrowed suit to his interview at Langtech. Marcus didn't offer him a job out of pity, he made James earn it. After a tough interview and skills test, James was offered a junior accounting role with full benefits and flexible hours. He cried the entire drive home. Months passed. James moved into a better apartment. Lily had a room of her own, with glow-in-the-dark stars on the ceiling. They shared dinners that didn't come from a can. And every night, James still kissed her forehead and whispered, "One day, things will be better." Except now, they were. At a charity gala that winter, Marcus Lang shared the story of a little girl's letter. It reminded me that sometimes, the greatest leaders aren't born in boardrooms, he said. They mop floors. They sacrifice. They raise daughters who believe in them. The room erupted in applause as he invited James and Lily on stage. James, now in a crisp blazer, stepped up shyly, holding Lily's hand. I never imagined this, he said. I was just trying to survive. But my daughter saw more in me than I saw in myself. She gave me the courage to hope again. Marcus patted his shoulder. You gave her love. She gave you belief. That's how change starts. As the spotlight warmed them, and the audience rose to their feet, Lily looked up at her father and whispered, I told you, Daddy. You're a hero. He bent down, voice trembling, only because I have you. Moral. Never underestimate the power of a child's heart, or a janitor's worth. Sometimes, a simple letter written with love can reach the right hands, and change a life forever.